Hey Earthlings, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about how to get rid of those negative thoughts by journaling. So I know this sounds like a high school, middle school, kiddish thing to do, journaling, but it is actually scientifically proven that journaling can change your life. You are 40% more likely to attain your goals and to finish your goals if you write them down. But what journaling can also do for you, it can get rid of those negative thoughts. I call this brain dumping. So basically, self-explanatory, take everything that you have within your mind and you're dumping it out on paper. You're leaving it there and you're saying bye to it. But the thing is that a lot of people, they journal, but they're not doing it the right way. You can't just write about your day. Like, yeah, maybe that's good for 20 years from now when you want to look back at your journal, but you know, writing down your day and just, you know, writing down your negative thoughts isn't what's going to help. So the reason why journaling doesn't work for people is because they're doing it wrong. I'm going to go over these 3 points of why journaling doesn't work. First off, journaling won't help you to get rid of those negative thoughts if you're not being completely honest with yourself. The second one is you're not coming up with a positive solution at the end of your rant. And then your third one would be you're not coming up with gratitudes. You need to end your journaling with gratitudes, not just complaining, but ending it with gratitudes. And I'm going to go over in detail why these 3 things are so important and how working these 3 things into your journaling will get rid of your negative thoughts for good. So let's go over not being completely honest with yourself. First off, one thing you have to realize is that you are not your thoughts. I know it seems like it because you're the one thinking it, but thoughts are literally things. They're entities. And it doesn't matter if it's negative or positive, they're just entities, and they're basically floating around us. So take a comic book for an example. You see those thought bubbles or whatever? Well, usually they're connected to somebody thinking something, but they're not connected to people. They are just things, and then they see us, they're able to see us in this 3D reality, and they're able to try to attach to us. They want to attach to us. So let's say I'm walking down the street. And I'm perfectly fine, I'm perfectly dandy, and then all of a sudden I have a thought, and it's a negative thought, whether it's about myself, my family, my friends, random thing, and it came out of nowhere. So there was a thought in the ether, with what actually is in the 4th dimension. The thought saw us, and it wants to attach itself to us because that way it lives. So it took the opportunity to attach itself to us, and then once we start to go deeper into that thought, that's when we give it permission to be attached to us. But you have to realize that you are not your thoughts. Thoughts are literally things. They're things in the air, basically. So with that being said, when you journal out, my recommendation is to get everything out. Don't even think about it. Just keep writing, even if it's the nastiest thoughts. We've been there, guys. We've been there before where we've had some nasty, dark thoughts. But maybe knowing that you are not your thoughts will help that clear up for you and not make you feel so guilty for having those thoughts. At one point, I was journaling a lot, and I felt like it wasn't getting me anywhere. And the reason was because I wasn't being completely honest with myself. You know, sometimes I would journal, and then I would have the thought, like, I hate this, I hate my life, I hate me, I hate the people around me. Like, you know, I mean, I got pretty dark, guys, I'm not gonna lie. But you know, I wouldn't write those things down because I was kind of afraid to see that. Like, I was afraid to see my own thoughts because, you know, a feeling of shame and guilt came with that. But just write it down. There is no reason to be shameful. There's no reason to feel guilty for this because they're not you. You are perfect in every way. You are full of love, and love is the only truth. And so you are full of love and you are full of light, and you do not think those things. They are literally just things that attach themselves to you. Thoughts are things that attach themselves to you. So write it down. That way you can just get it out. So even if it's the nastiest thoughts, you need to write it down. Write it down, write it down, write it down. Throw it out if you're afraid of somebody else seeing it or whatever, or you don't even want to look at it anymore. Just throw it out afterward. So you need to be completely honest. Write those things down, and then this is going into my second point, is to end it on a positive solution. And it doesn't always mean that it needs to be a solution per se. You know, sometimes you don't have the answer right then and there of how to make it better, which is fine. But the best thing to do at the end of your rant is to say, you know what? I know this is all for a positive reason. Just end all of those negative thoughts. End it with, I know this is a positive. I know I thought all these thoughts for a positive reason. When you write that down, when you write something positive at the end of it, and you say, you know what? This is all for a positive reason. Then later on in life, you'll realize those negative thoughts that are coming in, you'll be like, oh, whatever, it happened for a positive reason, and it'll go away. So it'll become second nature for you to do it real quick, and you won't attach yourself to those negative thoughts, and you won't have anxiety over those thoughts. And now going into my third point is ending it on a positive note, but also writing down your gratitudes at the end. Okay, quick interjection. If you don't care about the rest of this video, that's okay. If everything that you've seen in this video has been going through one ear out the other, please let this one stick. This is the most effective thing that you can do, and it is the most important part of the video. Even if you don't do steps 1 and 2, this is the most effective. There's TED Talks about this. There are other people on YouTube talking about this. This is the most important. I've seen it after a consistent whole year of doing this every single day. I'm telling you, you will see a difference instantly if you do this. Every day, I write down 3 gratitudes on my whiteboard that I'm grateful for. And it could be anything, guys. It could be for nature. It can be for my house, for my car, whatever. When you start to do this every day, your entire life will change. I know it sounds like all sunshine and rainbows and unicorns and shit, but it's true. When you start to write down gratitudes, you're showing the universe that you're grateful for everything. You don't need money to make you happy. You don't need outside materials to make you happy. So if you just force yourself to write those gratitudes, even if you don't believe it right then and there, eventually you will start to believe it, and you'll be able to be grateful for everything in your life and for everything that has happened in your life. Your world will start to change, and you'll start to think differently about everything in your life. And so when bad situations happen to you, you won't think of them as bad. You'll think of it as, oh, that's happening for a positive reason. Okay, that's fine. And you'll let it be. Where as of now, in this culture, we tend to attach ourselves to the negative things that happen to us, and we don't just look at it as a positive reason, or we don't think that, this happened for me, it's happening to me. So gratitudes are extremely important. If you take anything away from this video, it's just to write down gratitudes every day. Even if you don't want to journal, write down on your mirror new gratitudes every day. If something bad happens to me, or if I get into a fight with my friend, or if I get into a fight with my mom, I'll write down on my gratitudes, I'm grateful for my mom. And even though I might not feel it right then and there, eventually I'll realize, oh wow, I am really grateful for her. I understand why, we had that little bad situation or whatever happened. You'll start to, instead of attaching yourself to it and working yourself up and getting anxiety over situations, you'll start to realize that you're grateful for everything, and then everything will start to work for you. Then you'll start to limit bad situations from happening to you, because it's really your belief system that makes it bad. Nothing is really bad. It's what you think is bad. It's all about your mindset. And not only that, but I know we go through life and then we tend to see the bad situations keep happening over and over and over again. So when you force yourself to write those gratitudes down, you end up stopping those things from happening, because the universe is trying to tell you something in those bad situations. But if you tell the universe and you show the universe by writing down your gratitudes, and you show the universe, I'm grateful for it, their universe won't send it to you anymore, because then the universe will be like, oh, okay, she got it. Now she's grateful for it. Now she understands. So even if you don't feel like it right then and there, write it down anyway, because that's how you get the most healing done. That's how you get the most, brain transformation done. You start to, then you start to create your reality better. You start to manifest things better when you say that you're grateful for everything that has ever happened to you, and certain situations day by day. And of course, they don't have to be bad things, but, write down the good things too. I'm grateful for my car, even though it's a piece of shit, it takes me from point A to point B, I'm grateful for it. Write down anything, and then you'll start, and even if you don't see why you should be grateful for that thing right then and there, you will later on, or you will like right after you write it, because then you'll get downloads from the universe saying, oh, okay, you're going to show me that you're grateful for it. This is why you should be grateful for it. And then you'll realize, oh, wow, now I really am grateful for it. So just force yourself to write those gratitudes down. You know, all these bad situations that happen to us and all these fights we get into with other people and all of these just, you know, negative situations that happen, they're all learning lessons. But if you continue to look at it as, why is this happening to me? Or if you continue to look at it as, you know, a bad thing, and you don't tell the universe, you know what, it's a learning lesson and I see it, then the universe will keep throwing those situations at you because it wants you to learn a lesson. It wants you, and through those lessons, that's how we grow. So the universe is on your side. The universe wants you to be the best version of you possible. So in order to be that, we have to go through these learning lessons, and you'll be even more grateful for it. And you'll be in more of a state of, you know, high frequency when that happens, because, you know, happiness is one of our highest frequencies. So then you end up basically like leveling up. Like your entire mind and your body and your heart, like you end up leveling up. If you look at a frequency scale and then you compare it to your body, that's kind of how we are right now. You know, we are at certain levels, but if we just look at things from a positive view and we're grateful for it, then we end up leveling up. And once you get to a certain point, there's no going down. You can't go back down, which is the awesome thing about it too. Honestly, guys, I know it sounds kiddish and stuff, and I used to journal a lot back in the day in high school, and it really did help me. I wasn't really doing it the right way because I was just writing about my day every day, but it did help me because at least I was able to get all my negative thoughts out. I stopped journaling for a long time because, I don't know, when I was in high school, my mom found a lot of my journals and went through them, and I'm not gonna lie, but it wasn't until recently that kind of like traumatic experience, like, you know, came up to my head, and I realized that I was holding in a lot of resentment toward her for throwing those things out. And, you know, because she took all my journals and she threw them out because she didn't like what she read, because I was basically saying my entire private life in those journals, and she read them all, and I kind of resented her for it because I was always so good at writing, and I know it was truly helping me, even if she couldn't see it then. And I don't take it personally anymore because I understand if I was in her head and if I was in her body and her mind, I would understand why she did the things the way she did. Everybody has their own reason, and this is why you can't really judge anybody for what they do, because if you were in their shoes, you would know exactly why they do the things they do. If you were in their mindset, you know, sometimes we do things on, you know, on auto, like if we're robots, and then we end up asking ourselves, why the hell did we do that for? Like, why did we, you know, it's the same thing with other people, but it's harder to understand in other people because you're not that person. But if you were that person, you would understand why they do the things the way they did. But I digress. So basically, I stopped journaling for years, and I'm now getting back into it, and it's truly changing my life. I write down, and it doesn't have to be every day that you go through these rants, you know. They could just be, you know, once a week. Try to make a commitment 1 to 2 times a week. I'm going to write in my journal. You know, get a whiteboard and write down on there, you know, write in my journal. Like do a reminder for you to write in your journal, and just get it all out. End it with, I know this is all for a positive reason, and then end it with gratitudes. And guys, I've been writing every single day, and now I'm to the point where I don't write a lot of negative thoughts anymore. I'm writing positive things, or I'm writing just writing a little paragraph. In the beginning, it was like pages and pages and pages because I had to brain dump all that crap out. So once I got that out on paper, now my mind is a little bit more clear. I'm not dealing with anxiety as bad as before. I'm still working on it, but you know, I'm not dealing with the things that I used to before in my head, you know, the mental war that we all have. And now here is a bonus tip. Write down your goals every single day. Even if it's just like little goals, like things that you need to be reminded to do, like take your vitamins, drink water. Write those goals down every day, because you are 40% and up more likely to accomplish your goals if you write them down. I've been doing this for about 3 weeks now. I get my goals done every day. And now I'm living life with purpose, because now I have a purpose. When we live our human part of our human experience and actually our main human experience is to have a purpose. It is scientifically proven that if people don't have a purpose, then honestly, they feel like there's no reason to live anymore. And that's when, negativity happens and depression happens and anxiety happens and, panic attacks happen. If you live with purpose and doing these little goals, trust me, I felt silly doing it at first because I'm like, okay, come on, vitamins, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? Sometimes I forget to do my vitamins. But now that I'm writing them down, I feel so accomplished when I check that off. I'm like, yes, I got all my goals done. And it doesn't have to be big goals, It could be exercising, anything that you need to get done in that day, write it down the day before and you will get them done. Have your journal on your table or somewhere where you're gonna see it all the time and get your goals done. So that is my bonus tip. Write down your goals every day. Live life with purpose. When you write down your goals, you're living life with purpose. That's all from me today, guys. It was nice talking to you guys. I always enjoy this. I'm trying to become a little bit more comfortable on the camera. So I know these first couple of videos are a little long-winded and a little awkward sometimes, but I'm working on it. I'll get better. I would appreciate it if you comment down below what I need to work on and what else do you want me to talk about. What are some things that you need help with that I can help you with? Tell me what you guys need to work on and I will do my best to record that topic and put it out there for you guys. Like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you guys. Ring that alert button so you can get notifications when I post my videos. You guys have a good day. Namaste.